What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Gym Floor. Today, we're talking about prep coaching. So we're going to unpack powerlifting and physique and how we go about prepping people for each individual sport, whether it's photo shoots, entry-level powerlifting competitions, or at the highest level, how we go about it, how we profile clients, what we think about, and what you could do to take what we did, which was a Gen Pop client base, and become known as athlete-based coaches. So enjoy the app. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the follow or the subscribe. Drop a comment throughout. Let us know how you feel about the episode, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget, as always, if you're in a position that you're like, I think I want to start working with athletes and improving or raising the standard of the people that I work with, as much as this episode is about encouraging you to take the people you already have, you do need systems, you need structures, and you need a business that's going to facilitate that. So Standout PT is where to come. Not only do you get our entire model of how we coach people from start to finish, both to the platform and to the stage, you also get a business framework that you need to be able to attract those types of people to you. So head to the website, check out Standout PT, drop in an inquiry, and we can jump on a call, see if it's going to work for you. Our goal for everyone in Standout PT is 10K months in less than 30 hours, both face-to-face and online. Hope to speak to you soon, but for now, enjoy the episode.
What would you rate the banh mi out of 10?
Out of 10?
Yeah.
The only knock is eatability.
Yeah, but that's... Yeah, what's fair? You're allowed to... So is that part of
You
the...
wanted to fight that for a
Yeah,
minute?
well it's look, it's not really like...
How dare you insult my banh mi?
You can rank yours however you want. Eatability is like a section. It's like, what are we working with? Taste, texture, flavor, eatability.
Eatability is important, bro.
Price.
So you go to a burger joint and the thing falls apart. You get pissed off.
What? But eatability is... I'm going in on this now. But eatability is subjective. Like, it's not my fault you can't eat properly.
Hey, I ate it faster than everyone else.
Yeah, but it's still with eatability.
I managed it.
Yeah, I guess everything's subjective though. This is like the flavor's your flavor, but it's like,
Correct.
I still think eatability is a shit one.
I think what Ben's saying is, as a bread roll, like you can't
These
eat it that way.
really lovely ladies
Overstacked.
overstacked our banh mi's, our banh mi's, and you guys are going to retract the score because it was too hard to eat. How dare you?
I am.
How dare you?
No, it
You're gonna
wasn't
lose a
too
point
hard.
for
I
it.
still liked it.
Yeah,
It
but-
wasn't
You're gonna
too
lose a point
hard.
for it.
It was just a bit
It wasn't
harder.
perfect.
Yeah.
This is the most 2025 thing I've ever experienced. Life is so good. My life is so good that when someone tries to give me a little bit of extra value, I'm going to take away from the score. How dare you?
Structural integrity of the
It's like getting-
bun is important.
It's like getting car mats and you just going, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Like when you buy your
Should
brand new
get
car.
car mats.
Yeah, I know,
No,
you
what-
should, yeah.
It's
Isn't
like
that
crazy?
I didn't in my Renault. Fuck those guys.
What if you ordered a pizza?
No, because they know you'll pay $300 for it.
Fucking dogs.
If you ordered a pizza and they gave you "quote unquote" too much filling as well,
Yeah.
and you couldn't pick it up and eat it
If you
like
had
a pizza.
yeah, that's a great point. If you got a pizza and it was soggy and it
Shut
fell
up.
off, you'd
Shut
be
up.
pissed off.
Shut up, bro.
So yeah, I'm not saying this was too hard.
I'm-
It was just
I'm
harder
pretty
than
sure-
normal.
They gave me too much ice cream on my cone. Like, oh, this is too much ice cream on
Yeah,
it.
it's
I'd
all over
never
your
complain
hand and
about
shit.
Yeah, see? This is just too inconsistent now. You know what? The scoring system's flawed because it's inconsistent. All right? It breaks the rules. All right? We've done our certificate in training and assessment. Needs to be consistent.
It was very fucking good.
We all failed. It was pretty good, eh?
Yeah.
I reckon I could eat the bay leaf beef on its own
You
with
can.
the crispy,
That's how you have it.
like the crispy onions though. Like I could just eat that with some rice.
Yeah.
Like, whoosh.
Yeah, if you go to any Vietnamese festival ever, there'll be 17 stalls with beef in bay leaves.
Is there somewhere to
on a
buy
barbecue.
the pickled vegetables like that?
Yes,
Where?
like any Vietnamese grocer.
Oh, mate. Like, I love
It's
the sweet...
Yeah, they sell them in just takeaway
You know
containers.
what? There was a grocer next door.
There was. There was.
Should have gone in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the sweet, like, pickled...
What is that grocery store now? It used to be IGA.
It's an Asian grocer.
I haven't been there.
Is it?
Yeah. That's why when he said it, I was like, it's right there.
We'll just go there.
Yeah. But yeah, I love that. I love pickled carrot. I like...
Carrot, daikon.
Yeah, man. There's that crispy sweet. I'm like...
Most of them have
It's
like
going to save my cut already. I
bits
can
of
feel it.
chili in it too.
Yeah.
break it up.
I love when Tam's on the podcast.
The listeners like it too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
my favorite.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we missed you, bro.
Well, we're talking about banh mi's, so
Missed you. If you so we were discussing earlier. We'll put a fucking shameless plug in because fuck it. That we don't actually own Tam.
yeah.
It's actually kind of illegal to have ownership over a person.
Yeah, he's a very valuable team member.
Yeah.
but we don't own
So
him.
let me.
We don't own Tam because it's illegal nowadays.
because it's
But if it
it's
wasn't-
frowned upon.
But if it wasn't, you're lucky. You're lucky it's 2025, Tam.
So if you do have any media
Yeah.
needs, photo shoots, videography,
Yeah.
podcast production,
Capturing BTS.
editing, etc., Tam's your man.
Yeah.
Maybe even a sneaky website build, even though
Yeah.
he hates doing them, but I make him. It's fun because we own him a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, just in terms of the tasks.
Yeah. So if you do need help, because we're saying this because people always message us and are like, can I
Yeah.
borrow Tam? I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I use Tam? Yes, you can.
yes, you can.
Don't need to ask us.
No, he's very good at what he
Yeah.
does.
That's it. Check in with the man.
So 9 out of 10 was my answer.
Yeah. I feel, 8.9, 9.1. It's in that.
So you still scored it the same as me. I'm just saying that the only reason it didn't get 10
I said, no,
was a bit big for my
look,
mouth.
a flat score is a rookie score.
What
Like
was-
9 out of 10 is a rookie score.
What
But
makes it 9 out of 10 for you?
it's like 8.9, 9.1.
If you don't give it a 9.1, you're fucking not even a real
Nah,
food
this guy-
critic.
flat scores.
Jesus
This guy rounded out scores, yeah? 9 out of 10.
I was
like-
having enough trouble with you going to 10, not out of 5.
So if it was out of 5, it'd be like a, like
Four
a
and a
4.1.
So why doesn't it get max
I would have
points
said
for you?
4.4 just to not 5.5, because 4.5 would be a rookie score, right?
No, 4.5 is okay, but you can't just say 4 out of 5. Like, it's rounding to the nearest number. This guy.
All of our client check-ins now are just like rookie numbers.
Oh, I was looking at that. I'm like, it's Dave Portnoy would have a fucking fit looking at this.
I think
Yeah, even
people
I-
do it rounded because it's stars. 4
Pardon?
or 4.5.
Yeah, you can do a half star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do 9.1 on stars.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get on with it.
So what
That doesn't meet the
What
visual spectrum.
keeps it from being full points for you?
What keeps
Not
it
the
from-
eatability, because that's fine.
You gave it like a 4
And
and
that's
a 9.
you're not allowed to judge it on eatability.
What gave it what?
How come not 10?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, 10 doesn't exist. How would you know?
Just blow
How would you know what the perfect banh mi is?
blow your mind or something?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so 10s don't exist.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey, we fucking agreed on something.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Because what if you had one again that's better? It's like, is that a 10 as well? But it was better, so it's more than a 10. So 10s,
So then you have to retrospectively change your score of an
Yeah, but you-
elder consumption.
yeah, but I'm not going
because-
to go back and go, hey, man, remember that 10 that I said? Like, it's actually 9.9.
Yeah,
Yeah,
soz.
it's stupid.
So it's
Just no 10s. It's
I lied to
eradicating the perfect score makes the system consistent.
more reliable.
Thank you.
Okay.
So there you go.
Do you want to talk about coaching people?
Let's do it.
Because we never do that.
Pretty good at it.
I think so.
Do it a lot.
Yeah. I think at this point we're just like,
Do it a lot. Done
no
it
one
a lot.
cares because we're really good at it. We just
Yeah.
don't think about it anymore.
Done it a lot. Do it a lot.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to do an episode because we did one before on like building athletes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was last week, the week before.
Yeah, I remember
The
that.
order is hard. We just did, the AI one just came out,
Yep.
so I don't know what's next week. Anyway, so I thought we would go into how we structure preps for strength. I'm going to say strength pursuits, so like lift off and powerlifting.
Yep.
Or physique pursuits, photo shoot, or competition,
Yeah.
because they're same but very different.
Yes.
Lots of similarities, lots of stark differences in your approach, and we've both done both. So I thought it'd be fun.
I'm always down to talk about fucking prep and shit. So let's do it.
Good. How long have you? Let's just start off with like build a little bit of credibility. How long have you been prepping physique athletes for now?
Be
At least 10, yeah.
Oh yeah. So 2014.
Is that Benny?
Yeah, 2014.
Or
I
Reese
prepped-
was before that.
Well, you and I kind of did Reese together.
Yeah, that counts.
Yeah,
It
I think
has to
no,
for
Reese
me,
was the
'cause,
year after. Yes, because I was when I competed.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
2015. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's 2014
Mhm.
was the first client.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's, I don't know.
Shout out to Ben. Still see him on Instagram.
Yeah, still
Killing
jacked too. 11 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you go.
Do you have any idea how many you've done in that time?
30,
Yeah.
maybe.
To all the way to stage? Or that's
Just the
shoots and
stage.
stuff included?
Yeah, just the stage. Yeah, probably like 30.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, because you've done like multiple preps too, like multiple shows.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so multiple clients have competed. Yeah, it'd be easily 30. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have
probably
no
more
idea.
than that.
I
Yeah.
have no idea.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's lots.
Yeah. I did
Yeah.
the math one time on how many preps I'd written. Because obviously when we're doing the lift offs in the day, I would write the preps for all our coaches.
Oh, yeah, true.
So it's like,
Yeah, we had like,
well over 150 preps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, we had like 30 competitors just for one lift off.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I had
insane.
like a 99% PB rate.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty sick. But it's like
Yeah.
you're working with beginners.
Yeah.
I get it.
Every day is a PB. I had a bunch of numbers, bro.
Yeah, fuck it. 99% hit rate on
Ben just inflating his ego.
over 100 preps.
It's like, water's wet.
Hey, this is on my why you should listen to me slide, all right? It's my
Yeah.
credibility.
Yeah.
What do you like about prep coaching?
I like that it's really hard to do and not a lot of people do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the psychological component to it because it's not just a game of like, because like everyone can be like, oh, it's the math, it's the deficit, it's this, but it's like that only works up until a certain point, and then after that, it's about getting into the mindset and the psychology of the client, and just every week, reaffirming them, getting them to trust themselves, trust me, like understand they can. There's another level they can push to. Like I just love it. I love that because you just like don't understand what you're capable of, and sometimes having the right person in your corner allows you to see that potential. Yeah, and it's just like you're kind of just nurturing this really fucking awesome person doing cool shit, So I love that part. I just love the relationship too. Like you kind of just like you're speaking every day, like just talking about training, talking about food, talking about I just love it. So it's mad.
Yeah, I think the first Christmas party lift off we did was 2017, I believe. And I competed the
Long
year
time
after,
ago.
so 18, 19, 21. Might have been a year before that, so it might have been 16.
Yeah.
So 2016, we did our first like lift off, which was, I think I only had a couple of clients that did it. And it was more just an intro test for me. And then I competed a year after, and we ran another one with, was the first, probably had 10, 15, I think.
Yeah, it was lots.
It kind of took off after that. And then the year after my first comp, it was my first time I took competitors. And I had two junior lifters who both made nationals. So I did quite a few comps in that first year with them, which was pretty mad.
Yeah, I don't even know how many powerlifting meets I did. I did most of them with you. Like as in my guys were at the same. I think we did a couple of like PCC.
Yeah, the novice meets.
Yeah. So I don't think I ever took anyone.
Yeah, I think you did
proper
just
one.
like nutrition and stuff for
Oh yeah, well I did nutrition for Chris. He went to Pro Raw.
Pro Raw,
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Actually, I saw a picture of that the other week. Actually,
Yeah.
little memory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's good
we've
times.
done some shit, eh?
Good times.
Haven't we? You look back, you're just
Yeah.
like, fuck, I did that too.
I think for me, like the fun part about it is because I work with that beginner intermediate zone. My favorite, I think someone's first comp will always be my favorite.
First comp.
Yeah, someone's first day on the platform is the most rewarding.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Style. Like I get a lot out of. Like Paige, that was at the photo shoot, came to me from group classes, was like, I don't want to go near the barbell. I don't want to train in the scary part of the gym. And like the first comp to get through that and come out and just see the change in energy afterwards, the confidence that you've built over the time and the proof that you've stacked and all of that. And then to get there and show up and get the outcome, it's just like, that's fucking mad.
Yeah,
It's really, really cool.
Yeah, that's the best part of coaching, I think. Like seeing, like we spoke about in the photo shoot prep podcast.
Yeah.
You just like opening up this lid where people have just because people have just put a ceiling on themselves.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do. Like we're not good enough. We're not this. We can't have that. Whatever. And then you a good coach just comes along and just goes yoink.
Yeah.
And then it's like, this is what you're capable of.
Yeah.
Have at it.
Yeah.
I love that. Love that part of it.
Yeah. So that's probably been the most rewarding. I've been to nationals 2-3 times, which is really cool.
Yeah, you got some coming up as well, do you?
No, Jess has
Oh,
got,
Jess does.
between the two Jesses, I think we have like 8.
Yeah, it's sick.
Which is wild.
It's such a cool, like, STC, U strong contingent kind of move in there. It's mad.
Yeah. We had Jess qualify last year, but obviously...
it didn't happen.
With her illness and stuff, we weren't able to go, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah.
So
that's
you know
cool
a thing
too.
or two then. You know a thing or two by the sound of it.
We've done a little bit.
Yeah. So
Done a
people
little
can
bit.
take your word for it. What you're about to say, people can take your word for it.
What's that?
So people are going to believe the words that come out of your
Hopefully.
mouth from this point
Hopefully.
onwards.
Let's hope. I'm okay at it, guys. I'm okay. 100 preps. So you've done both. In terms of physique coaching, obviously co-coach Reese. I know FBME doesn't count, but it kind of does.
Doesn't count.
So we did FBME 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
First year, Martha won Miss Girlfriend, I think, which is like kind of fourth.
Yeah.
Second year, we had 6 girls, 4 invites to nationals, 2 went, 1 of them won. The other one, disgruntled. I'm disgruntled about it because it's my wife. Came fourth, and we disagreed with the decision. But that's fine, as you do when it's your wife.
Of course. Should have won, babe. Don't know what these judges were looking at.
Yeah. So that was slightly different, but structured prep.
I think it's a good.
Go up to a thing.
It's a good one. The pursuit's the pursuit.
Yeah. It was just like...
You can't sit there and be like, oh, this person wasn't shredded. It's like that. The outcome was the outcome. She won.
Yeah, she came first. Like,
we win.
Like,
you got the criteria right. yeah.
And realistically, she was probably like 8 weeks out. Like,
Yeah.
it was
It's
just,
like a good photo shoot condition.
yeah,
It's perfect.
Do the same thing for another 8 weeks, and
Yeah.
you can get on a bikini stage.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
main differences. Oh, and then obviously, like Sandra photo shoot last year.
Yeah. I look forward to
And then
the
prep
last
right
6
now.
weeks of your prep, Sandra. It's all me.
Yeah, I literally have.
So, no, you know what? It's not going to be, and he's just going to blame me.
Correct. I
fucking knew it.
She's having obviously the planned diet break this week.
Yeah.
So I've got photos for you to be like, so how mean are we?
Nice.
For this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Sandra will be first stage bikini, which will be fun.
Yeah. That's going to be a good day.
Mm.
We got
Taylor
like
on stage at the same time.
5 or 6 competitors at one show.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah, it's going to be real fun.
Yeah, and I got Mr. Like, I'm not really in the powerlifting world anymore. There's 7 competitors in December
sick.
for powerlifting. It's fucking wild.
Yeah, that's cool.
And yeah, I think another couple of photo shoots as well. So, main differences between coaching the two.
Yep.
What stands out for you?
Like the model of periodization for powerlifting for me is really clear. Like
Training wise.
yeah, because it's like the model's been set to elicit the outcome.
Yeah, do you know what's interesting though? You say that because how we do it is so systemized.
Yeah.
If you go into a powerlifting gym, it's
Of course. Yeah, but that's
It's crazy.
respectfully, that's a reflection of the effort that they've put into thinking about it. I just like when you have a feat of athleticism that needs to come out. So it's like strength in this outcome, this.
Yeah.
Then you go, cool. Well, we just work back from this. So this person needs to be at their peak optimal performance for this day and do it at 1 rep. Cool. So then it's like, well, they need to have practiced how to do that.
Yeah.
So then to learn how to practice how to do that, they have to be really strong at doing the thing. And then it's like, well, before they do the strong thing, they need to have an introductory phase to doing the strong thing. And then they're probably doing something to get bigger. And
Yeah.
so you're just working it back. And I'm like, for me, like it just makes so much sense. So from a periodization point, it's very, very concrete.
Yeah.
You have to be exceptional at assessing like lifting, you have to be really good at like mechanics of lifts and form and understanding like breakdowns in lifts and all that. So from that side of things, like I think what separates okay powerlifting coaches and exceptional ones is like two of them can like look at a lift and just be like, well, this is breaking down, and then it's like you need to either fix this cue or add this into your training.
Yeah.
To fix it.
I think that add this into your training is the biggest gap in the industry.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say that I can do that every time, but it's like you can kind of sit there and like troubleshoot and have a period of troubleshooting and be like, you know, working back and forth with the athlete. It's like, is it something that you feel like you're missing, or is it something that you feel like you just need to be told to think about when you do the lift?
Press, yeah.
So yeah, that was a really cool part of powerlifting that I enjoyed. Is it's almost like trying to piece a puzzle together. It's like a game of Cluedo. Like, who's the culprit? You know.
Yeah.
So I really like that side of things. I loved to a degree, like just not really being so dialed in on like the body composition component of it, like as in just like it being such a heavily bearing thing. Train for performance. The person didn't need to look shredded. They didn't need, obviously, like we were never letting anyone get excessively overweight or anything.
Yeah.
That just doesn't lean into that like kind of power building style that we have. So yeah, that was fun. It was great. Like the day's cool, like being there to kind of support them, talk about the lifts, you know, all that kind of stuff, and just like pick their weights and whatnot. I really, really enjoyed it. Like I would still do it. It's just, just kind of wanted to double down on like one thing. I didn't want to be the guy that was like spread across everything, because it's weightlifting at the end of the day. Like so is bodybuilding with weights. So yeah, like that's still something that I like to watch, and I could do. I just go on all in on the physique stuff.
It's so boring to watch.
The physique stuff's boring to watch.
Be honest. Powerlifting's fun to watch your clients.
Oh yeah, because I was like, the physique stuff's mad, mate. Hit a side chest, you know, I'm like fucking sick.
Powerlifting.
Bench press is boring
for me. To see me at a powerlifting meet that I'm not there for a client is pretty rare.
Oh, to coach the day, it's mad.
Yeah,
but it's because the day disappears because you just dialed in on.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of cool. Like the day is the same as the competitors at a show. It's like you're there to take care of the person.
Yeah.
You're not there to enjoy the sport. So
it's about the person.
The day disappears because you're trying to cater to the needs of the lifter or the athlete. So it's like, you know, warming up, keeping them calm, keeping them focused, taking them outside.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if they've missed a lift, like thinking about what they need to focus on. If they're tight, sometimes like, you know, little niggles happen. It's like you guys have to address those. So the day itself is kind of like that. And it's the same with the bodybuilding. It's like, do they need food? Do they need to pose? Do they need to just walk outside? Do they need to lie down and just put their fucking feet up? Like you're just like trying to work with the lifter, the athlete, and just get the most out of them. Yeah. And that's the funnest part of it at the end.
Yeah. The variance is like you're working on what you see.
Yeah.
More. Like, because it's not outside of being too nervous and fucking up your posing. There's not a big psychological element on the day.
No, like keeping them calm.
Correct.
Yeah, that's it.
So you don't get too stressed. And all
correct.
That,
yes, because it kind of affects the look a lot.
Yeah. Powerlifting's like, I need to pick your arousal now and then turn it all the way down. And then I need you to get the fuck out of here. I need you to eat. And I need you to do this. It's like the psychological game and understanding, because the variance is so big as well in each lifter.
Yeah.
Like I think it was Jess's comp last year. She asked her brother to like give her the back slap. I'm like, I don't. Yeah. It's just not something that I'm willing to do. But you need it, so get Matt to hit you. It's fine.
I could never put my hands on like someone like that, especially a woman.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, we did it in Queensland, and even then she was like, it's not hard enough. I'm like, I'm not hitting you any harder than that.
Yeah, no, fuck that. No way. I have it in me.
Yeah. Tam's sitting there with a camera as well. It's like, it's not happening. Nah,
I just couldn't do it. And like, what about afterwards? Like, if there was just like a bit of remnants on it, like that's just makes me feel a bit weird.
Yeah.
Imagine mirroring your athletes is important though.
Agreed.
Like it's a skill. Like
and then the next variable that I find fun, challenging but fun, is having 6 lifters that are all different.
Yeah.
Not only do you have to manage each personality, you have to manage the personalities interacting. Because if you've got like Energizer Bunny that wants to talk and have a great time, and then you've got I want to put my headphones on and be left the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Those two need to not be near each other because it's going to be a problem. So it's managing all of that stuff, which is really fun. So yeah, comp day, very different. I think the biggest difference between the two is the neuroticism. How would I word it?
Go all in on it, mate. I already know where you're going.
No, it's like the neuroticism. It's not that it's not there. It's less in powerlifting,
Of course.
and it's different.
Yeah. Well, it's not as invasive.
Yeah.
So then it's not going to be because it's not as invasive on your life. So then that obviously reflects out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fine. It's totally normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I would talk to my athletes daily from about 6 weeks out.
Yeah.
Client and powerlifting me, I'm like,
Yeah.
show me your
last
lift.
week.
Yeah, show me your lifts.
Yeah.
Yep, got him. Didn't get him. Okay, cool. Have at it next time.
Do
Like,
this.
yeah, like, but it's not like they're like every day.
Yeah.
It's like weigh this, look like this, weigh this, look like this.
Yeah.
Feel like this. This has happened. It's just way different. There's so many more moving parts, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's definitely
totally
less all consuming. The strength sport.
yeah.
All right. So what do you look for in a client before you agree to take them on?
Yeah, so I used to be really strict with this. I've kind of come around a little bit. Ideal scenario is like that I would work with them for a significant period of time before they consider a prep. I know that people come in and just like hire a coach for prep too, so I'm not, against that. It's just like if someone's like, hey, if someone comes to me and goes, I want to win, then I'm like, I need 6 to 12 months before you start prep to put you in a position to do that, unless you're exceptional. So yeah, like that's in terms of circumstance, like what I would like to see. Experience dieting before, an idea that you've got your lifestyle in check to, complement physique sport, consistent training, good level of technical skill, a good reason to compete as well. I know some people like kind of just try and push it under the rug. Like they tell you that it's like, a challenge and they've always wanted it, when you can kind of tell they just want to change their physique.
Yeah.
But
Is that the wrong reason?
Well, I don't think people should go into a bodybuilding show to
It's a pretty fucking extreme sport.
take care of the
To lose
way
weight.
they look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that they should go into bodybuilding to take on the challenge of, bring in their best physique.
Yeah.
Encompassing everything that the sport is. So,
Which is the really what you're choosing is the self.
you're choosing the
challenge.
pursuit.
Yeah.
You're choosing the pursuit because you
Yeah.
can get in shape
What do
doing.
they call it? Self-imposed suffering.
Yeah,
And you're making that self-imposed suffering bodybuilding. And if that's your choice, cool. But I feel like if it's just like my end goal is to look better,
correct.
that's the wrong.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't use it as a vehicle. It's not even to like the fat person using the marathon to get in shape. It's like so many other ways to like get in shape. It's just like that's not a good example.
Yeah.
Of like that's not a good reason to get into the marathon.
Good vehicle, yeah.
Bodybuilding's the same. It's like
Yeah.
you need to be like it's in competitive. You can get into bodybuilding. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like no problems at
It's all
all.
photo
So
shoot, yeah.
yeah, that's it. It's just like those things. And then like I am big on like just understanding what the sports look like. So
Yeah.
like because people don't understand, it's like you've got to join a federation, you've got to pick a show, join a federation, you've got to pay to join your membership, you've got to pay for the show day, you've got to pay for the categories. If you're a girl, you've got to get your hair, you got to get your makeup, you've got to get a suit. Your suit's expensive. You've got to buy your shoes. You've got to get posing coaching. Like it's food, it's your coaching. Like I'm like these are all of the things that you need to think about and commit to before we even work on your plan.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah, I think look, for me I think this is where a big gap is. There's less I just need to like you more often than not. So it's competency and relationship.
yeah.
Like if I think we're gonna butt heads and stuff, like it's probably not.
Yeah.
The coaching relationship probably wouldn't get to the point where we're gonna compete anyway, but I'm thankfully, most of the people that I work with are like that rule of I want to have a coffee with my client kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Kind of sit in that 99% of the time. So that makes that a little bit easier. And then it's just competency. And competency, before I would agree for someone to compete, is like, can you execute the lift to the rules of the competition and fail in position.
Yep.
So if you can do that, I'm happy to go to a 1RM.
Yeah.
I don't care how strong you are. There's no
of
standards.
course not.
It's just like if you can fully depth squat and come out of the hole and miss, and you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Absolutely.
Like we can go from there. So setting expectations, I think, is a big one in both.
Yeah.
And I've always like reflected on this because, as I said, I really like working with that beginner intermediate. I think because I'm individual focused, not sport focused. Like we said, like I'm not going to go to a powerlifting meet for fun.
Yeah.
Like I Pro Raw, because I was super invested with Will and a couple others, the lifters and stuff. Like that was fun.
Yeah.
It's the best of the best.
Yeah.
But like going to a local meet for me is like I'm not invested in the sport like that. And I've always felt as invested in powerlifting as I was never part of powerlifting.
Yeah, I'm the same. I feel the same about bodybuilding.
Always like kind of just out here.
I just watch it from afar, not in it.
Yeah, because the relationship part was, I was there for a person, not for the sport.
Yeah, I get that.
Which kind of kept me a little bit
at arm's reach.
Yeah, so because of, I think my mindset when it comes to setting expectations and that combined is kind of why I don't have a full book of powerlifters because I don't want to. But the idea of taking on and working into this book of elite lifters was never really a goal of mine.
Okay. Yeah.
Because, and I don't know if this has hindered me or not, when I set expectations for a client, so like you said, like someone comes to you and they want to win, I actually am kind of like, I don't like that.
Really?
Because I'm like, my plan doesn't change based on where you think you're going to finish.
Yeah.
And you wanting to go to nationals versus you not wanting to go to nationals, you wanting to win your local meet versus not caring and just doing it for yourself. My prescription is exactly the same.
Yeah.
And my encouragement is actually stop thinking about that because you don't know who's going to show up.
Yeah.
So the prescription doesn't change.
I get that.
The outcome is totally out of control.
Yeah.
Because the prescription is going to be to put every kilo on the bar that we possibly can regardless. So nothing changes. So if you're going to be disappointed because you didn't win, I'm like, you're not.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to work on people that are trying to get more out of
just be better.
The process, that self-imposed suffering, what does that give you in life?
Yeah.
Than I want to be the best at this sport.
Yeah, fair. I can't say I agree, but I can agree where you're coming from. I think there's a bit of value in leaning into someone's mentality. If they do say they want to win, then I'm like, well, you start to act. Like, you can just call them out on it. Like, I think understanding the realization of like, hey, we're going into an outcome that we can't control, but like, if you want to win, it's like, this is what it's going to take to put us in the mix.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you can call them out on the times when they don't act in alignment with like winning.
Yeah.
I've had circumstances where clients have told me like, hey, I want to win nationals. I want to win my pro card. I want to, be on the IFBB circuit. And then I'm like, so I just want to draw your attention to this. You aren't acting like a professional.
Yeah.
I'm like, your whole approach to everything doesn't reflect someone who wants to win.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you need to start here and, we do our absolute best and look and behave that way. And then it's like, the outcome's the outcome, right? So sometimes like in that circumstance, like I don't mind it.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't want that like, like crybaby, like I didn't win.
That's more the issue for me. Yeah. Like I've 100% had those conversations too. Like,
it's like, well, you can't, it's like, don't get into this sport, man.
Pulling someone up in the off season and be like, if you could be, as you want to be, a national level athlete.
Hold them to a standard.
You need to be behaving like this now. And
Hold
that's what I mean,
standard.
I guess, like the prescription is the same.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't care if it's your first comp or your sixth. It's like, hey, your behavior now, while you're not under the squat, bench, deadlift bars, your behavior now is determining what happens in the platform.
Yeah, I'm big on the expectation thing. I think the expectation thing is what separates coaches, because if you look at...
so expectations you set on the client?
Correct.
Yeah, not theirs.
And the expectations, that you hold them to.
Yeah.
Because, if you look at... Like, everyone just looks at those... It's like, why does this person have these results?
Yeah.
Why? what's the difference, right? You go down the rabbit hole of training, all looks the same. Go down the rabbit hole of nutrition, all looks the same. Go down the rabbit hole of like supplementation, no different to anyone else. And it's like these people are holding their clients to a standard that they've set out for the goal, and they're not afraid to go, you need to lift, you need to do this, you need to do that, because the outcome is a reflection of that. And you told me that you wanted this or whatever. That, and obviously the coaching side of it, like I said, like, getting people to understand their potential, like push them across the line. Like those two things are what separates good coaches and great ones.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so powerlifting prep strategy versus physique sport prep strategy.
Yep.
The biggest difference, like you said, is going to be in the training.
Yeah.
Weight class sport, and we are power building by brand.
Yeah.
Which we've decided this morning. We're coining that term now.
Yeah.
Because that describes what we've done for 15 years. Be strong as fuck, get in shape.
Yeah.
And then
Look mad, be strong.
Whatever pathway your bodybuilders are strong, my powerlifters are in good shape.
Yeah.
So from a prep standpoint, from a nutrition side, it's hopefully, you hope it's inverted. So you want a deficit early.
Yeah.
Get too close to weight as soon as possible.
Yep.
And then not have to diet the last 10 to 16 weeks.
Yeah, you want to be in best physical condition for the meat to perform, right?
Yeah, and then essentially from a programming standpoint, you have increased levels of volume and movement variety that gradually decreases, and movement variety decreases and specificity increases until you get to the day. That's an oversimplification.
But it's so, how people fuck that up, I have no idea. Like, literally the day is 3 moves, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like closer to the day, they need to be doing less of everything else but that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I think that the powerlifting...
I'm not taking shots. Like,
no, the powerlifting industry, its standard is more they don't embrace
anything else.
Movement variety and volume
Correct.
element.
They only embrace the 3 lifts, and then it's
volume means do squats at 8. That's okay. Like, well, if we just hack squat, It'd be okay.
Add some movement variety, have some fun.
Yeah.
Build some muscle.
Yeah. Keep people in the sport longer because they're not burnt out.
Yeah, that's it.
Don't
Look
break
after their
them.
joints and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's that new age, because we talk about like newer age bodybuilding, which is like, I mean, we kind of still come from that, like, you still need to be strong with barbells and shit, and then it's like add machines and cables like for variety and longevity.
Yeah.
The powerlifting version of that is the same. It's like, so you still have hips, knees, and ankles, and wrists and shoulders. Have fucking 4 to 5 months of movement variety in your fucking year, so that you don't have to have a barbell fucking hammered to your body the whole time.
All the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got what you would call off season. You're starting with what almost looks like a bodybuilding program, but the variance for me, and when you watch Jason and I present our programming models, you're essentially watching a program built off movement-centric thought versus muscle-centric thought.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's it. It's like, I want you to squat so the variability is like, I want you to squat in different ways.
Yes.
For different reasons at different times. And then Jace goes, I want you to load your quad
which
in different
means
ways at different
sometimes
times for different reasons.
Some people may have never squat, depending on the circumstances.
Correct. But when you put the programs side by side, they kind of look similar. Like a strength hypertrophy program from my model versus like a intermediate bodybuilding program from your. It's like if someone's trying to get stronger and bigger, someone's trying to get stronger.
There's absolute crossovers.
Overlap. It looks really similar. It's just like, why have you got front foot elevated split squats when I could just do something else?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So movement-centric versus muscle-centric. Then moving into like the peak. So I would look at it as build potential for strength, muscle mass, coordination, stability, all of that. Build competency. 5 reps, be good at the lift. Then expression.
Yeah.
So like I obviously put this together with prompts, and it's got off-season peak comp. I would look at it as potential, competency, expression.
Yep.
They're your phases that you're working through.
Yep.
I guess to make it more interesting, because like prep is not the thing, right?
Yeah, well, that's it. Doesn't have
You'll
the
look-
athletic pursuit, so you don't have these like strict periodization models.
Yeah, the periodization's more around nutritional programming over 12 months. When are you cutting, bulking, maintaining,
absolutely.
that kind of shit, right?
Yeah, and then when you get into prep, like you can have an idea of like what the training's going to look like over that time, but you can pivot, you know, based on the person that's in front of you.
Yeah.
So generally, like I'll start prep with like some form of like a condition-based block. So I'll do like a density style program where we're like, you know, partnering up exercises and I'm just like increasing work capacity in the session.
Yep.
So it's a way of like gaining like aerobic conditioning and just like your workout capacity, like to lift the weights. And most of the time, like they're coming off peak off season. So they're like big, heavy and slow. So guess what program I'm doing in like 4 weeks time? It's like, lots of supersets.
James on the superset train.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that density block that we have. So then moving after that, it's again like you've got to do an assessment of like the category, the athlete. You know, it's like, are they a woman, going doing bikini, whatever. You're going to have more lower body, shoulder back kind of based kind of training because the look is obviously on stage is kind of what we want trying to accentuate. So that's where the split and all that stuff's kind of complementary to that. The thing that changes is like I'll move away from like heavy and moderate lifts as the prep goes on, and then I'll burrow them into a window of around 8 to 12 reps because I feel like anything more than 12 is probably a bit excessive in terms of just like the work you're getting for the return you're getting back.
Yep.
And I feel like 8 is kind of like a good window of like just lifting enough. And then just there'll be a slight volume reduction as the prep goes on as well. But that'll be individual too, because you're starting off with this, like you've got good volume numbers at the start of the prep and like specific to the individual, and then you're tapering as they get leaner and their recovery capacity decreases. So essentially like that's what I'm looking at. But like I like the idea that just like programs that build muscle, keep muscle. And then it's just finding lifts that person can kind of hold strength in and progress where possible and, you know, even just maintain. The periodization on the nutrition, you'll have like basically like pushes and back offs.
Yep.
So we'll do like, it's roughly I'd like to get about 60 to 70% of the weight off the person in about 50% of the time. So we'll push real hard at the start of the prep. Stress is lowest, the energy availability is at its highest. So we'll really try and dig hard. And there's like a rate of loss per week that we're after for that. I'll have a little bit of a deload in between that, where they refeed temporarily. And we'll push things in terms of like steps and cardio and stuff like that. So then by the time I've got landmarks that I need people to hit at certain periods of time. If we're not there, like I'll either push them a bit harder or pull them back. And then, like once we get into the second half of the prep, you should only have about 30% of the weight to lose. And then the goal will be like just refinements, trying to get them like within, a couple of weeks out, tapering the cardio, trying to work off the look, like, seeing if you can do a mock peak week and get some carbs in and see how they respond to like sodium, potassium and carbohydrates and fluid and all of that. And if you can't, that's fine.
Yeah.
You just dig them to the end and put them on the show day and have at it. So like that peak week, a lot of people are like, oh, this is, it's like the make or break thing. I'm of the belief, having done enough of them, that less is more. Controllability is everything. And like you can really fuck up like 20 weeks, 2 years, whatever it took for that person to say yes to you in that week. So I think if you've got all the data, all the variables, everything, there, it's like just go with safety.
Yeah.
What's the most predictable thing to do? Always go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the more shots you have at it, the better you're going to be too. So I like the idea of like, I don't mind the idea of like kind of doing a couple of comps because you'll get good data. Like Jackson and I did 3 comps, got better every time, nailed it at nationals. Gemma and I did 3 comps. Yeah, 3 comps, got better every time, nailed it every single time. But like now the last package was still the best one. So there's just, when you've got data, it's predictable. Same with Matt. Matt, like he did 3 shows last season. Nationals was by far his best look. Yeah. And we just had all the data, all the predictability. So it's a game of knowing what everything's going to look like and then upholding the results to the weekly rate of loss and the landmarks, and then making sure that you have all of the data to predict what the best decision is to make.
Yeah.
Which is, it's planning and data collection.
Just gonna flip this timer.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask 2 more questions. What do you think is the biggest difference between our coaching styles when it comes to competitors, I guess?
I
Or
think
in general.
you're more of a collaborative coach, and I think there becomes a point where I turn into a authoritative coach, and I don't think you do. So I think there's a point, like I'm a collaborative coach,
Yeah.
but there becomes a point where I will just take over,
Yeah.
and I'm just like,
You're doing this.
yeah, you're basically, yeah, and
Which is required in physique.
yeah, that's it. And
Yeah.
it's like, and I'm probably like willing to push people a little bit harder. But, so, yeah, I don't know if that's just because like I've pushed myself like to points where, you know, I've done a lot of shit. You know what I mean?
It's
So I'm
definitely
like,
a clientele too thing.
it's
Thing
just
as well.
It's just
Yeah.
like you immerse yourself with like people who are willing to run through brick walls. That becomes the standard. So you just get to the point where you're just like, I'm gonna take over this now. Your input actually, you're tired, you're emotional, you're this, right? So you kind of like have to do that anyway.
Yeah.
Like I'm not asking Matt at 4 weeks out like how he's feeling. I know he feels like shit.
Yeah. And
And I know he's hungry, and I know he wants a refeed. And
my elite clients are like that.
yeah,
And because you have to be.
yeah.
And they would be annoyed if I'm like, what do you think we should do?
Yeah, and that's it.
like,
you're just like,
this
I'm
is what
I'm
needs
holding
to
the
happen.
ship, man.
Yeah.
You know, and we're
Yeah.
doing this, and yeah, like I still value what you say to me,
Yeah.
but like really bringing you in on the decision making is not a good idea at this point because you're just going to act in the best interest of yourself, which isn't always the best thing.
Yeah. Agreed.
So yeah, I think that's probably the difference.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that bodes across the sports too.
Yeah,
Because the variable is I'm never collaborative in your training from 12 to 16 weeks out.
yeah,
Like in powerlifting. It's like,
yeah. It's perfect.
Off season, don't give a fuck. You don't like the exercise, let's change it.
Of choice.
Yeah. But once we're 12 weeks, like, no, you need to do the
100%.
thing and give me feedback and I'll approve the changes. Like Laura's prep that we just did, like we had injuries, we had huge weight cut. It was just like, right. And she didn't want any decisions. It's like,
Yeah,
this is what you need to do.
yeah.
But yeah, I think I
You
agree.
can also attract people like that too.
Drawing
though.
a line through average, 100%. I would agree.
Yeah,
Yeah, way more collaborative in nature in the
yeah.
coaching. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like for the result, like you said, like people are going to want to gravitate to someone who's going to tell them what to do. Like I don't want to navigate when I'm tired,
Yeah.
shredded, and emotional and shit. Like so they're just going to want to be like, tell me what to do.
Yeah.
So I think you just end up attracting a book of those people, and you just get used to it.
Yeah.
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 So I think that there is a bit to that.
Yeah, for sure. What was the last one I was going to ask? Oh, advice you would give someone who wants to,
Yep. Get into it.
but doesn't, probably thinks there's someone listening that's just like, my clients wouldn't do that. But they want to coach competitors.
Yeah, look, create them. Like, understand that your clients have way more potential than you're probably seeing in them. And the reason why we have the books of clientele we have now and attract the clients that we want is we saw potential in people that others probably never would have. And then all it takes is one transformation, one result, and then everybody gets to see the journey, get good at documenting it, get good at marketing it, maybe understand what it's like to be a good athlete yourself. I spoke to Zach the other day. We just did a little one-on-one just based on some training stuff. And, he was like, I want to get into the physique stuff. And I said, you can immerse yourself in this as much as you need to for the skills.
Yeah.
But I said at some point you need to know what it's like to be held accountable to the standards that it takes to be an exceptional physique athlete. And I said, then that's where you need to, experience what it's like to be a client.
Yeah.
And just lock the fuck in for 16 weeks and see what you're capable of, set the tone, set the standard, build authority, because there's a little bit of like, when you have when you have very little skills and you have very little reputation, like we say this all the time, your own experience is something you can lean on at the start.
Yeah.
So show people, you can walk the path,
Yeah.
but also learn, and don't give your clients your fucking plan. Learn how to apply the system to them, and that's how the momentum starts.
Yeah.
So yeah, be a client yourself, hold yourself to a high level of standards, and get a really exceptional outcome. See some potential in your clients now that you could turn into exceptionally good athletes.
Yeah, I agree with both of those. Yeah. I think you need to have been through it to understand where they're at, what
The
they're
empathy
feeling.
thing is super important. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the trap is a little warning on that is the trap is just giving them your method,
Correct.
not the model.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, but believe in your clients more.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like the amount of people that I've said, like, we're doing a photo shoot, we're doing a lift off, we're doing FBME, we're doing a powerlifting comp, whatever, that have been like, I can't do that.
It's what you hide for, man.
Like, yeah, more, but maybe less in the last 5 years. But the first 10 years of my career, almost all of them were like, nah.
Yeah. Do you think like every good athlete was just woke up one day and thought they were good?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no, someone said, hey, you've got the potential to play this position, to whatever. It's like we play a very similar role with our clientele. Like part of our job, which I feel like everyone just has decided to forget, is like it's motivation, seeing potential in them, guiding them. Like it's not just like giving them a program.
Yeah, lead them somewhere they couldn't go.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Lead.
Yep.
It's a big word.
I think that's the best place to leave it.
All right. That was cool. That was fun.
Yeah, that was good. That was good
to unpack. I hope it was useful for you guys. So as always, just shoot us a DM, drop a comment, do something to let us know that you enjoyed the episode. If you've listened to the whole episode or more than one and you haven't subscribed, come on, man. Come on.
Hit the sub button.
Hit the button, do the thing. Obviously helps with the reach. So we're trying to help people, as many people as we can. 1 million outcomes in the fitness industry. So we need it. All right. We will see you next week. We're going to talk about the difference between a trainer and a business owner. We'll see you then.
See you guys.